Hi there, I'm Jude. Welcome to the full moon lunar eclipse readings that I'm doing for pick a card this time. So this time, instead of doing star signs, we're each going to look at what you're intuitively drawn towards. And then I'm going to just do kind of like mini readings for each pile. So have a feel into it, which is calling you. Could be this red apple, could be the turquoise, or it could be this beautiful amethyst crystal. So whichever pile you're drawn to, we'll get going, and we'll start with the amethyst. And we're going to look at the overall energy, what's coming up for you, and then what's the big picture and what's helpful about this. And we're going to have an X factor. I do like the X factor. So, okay, things are happening here. All right, I'm going to turn the cards this way so you can see them. And things are happening quite quickly here. And I want one more card. Yep, and an X factor. Ooh. Okay, under the deck is the Ace of Wands. Something's got you fired up here. There's a very excited, enthusiastic sort of energy with this Ace of Wands. We've got the Knight of Swords, Four of Wands, Three of Cups, the Chariot, and the Ace of Swords. So two aces. So if you picked this beautiful amethyst crystal, there's something really exciting happening here. This is a new beginning with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Two aces is very exciting, especially in a small group of cards. So the overall energy is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords talks about a lot gets said. It happens very quickly. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of conversations, a lot of sharing your thoughts, a lot of ideas, bit of fast mental activity. And what's coming up for you to see is the Four of Wands, which is a beautiful card. Sometimes this is even a card of weddings and marriages. So you could be off to a wedding. It could be something affecting you. But the Four of Wands is a card of moving forward, a couple moving forward in a very positive way. It's got an 11-11 kind of vibe to it. So moving up into this next energy. And there's a big party going on here with the Three of Cups. Very exciting, a lot of fun, maybe friendship, sharing, emotional joy, happiness. So this is what you're thinking about. You know, here it's how to make this a beautiful, fun energy. And the big picture of this is about how you're moving forward. There's a very strong energy here with the Chariot of moving forward in a very positive way. For some of you, you could even be traveling and going on a trip, maybe even a road trip. But as a big picture card, it's about how you move forward. These cards are both talking about moving forward. And what's helpful with this is there's a lot of clarity. Ace of Swords is new ideas, new clarity, new communication, very direct often. So that's really helpful about all of this. So it's encouraging you to communicate. Now remember, these are general, so this may or may not resonate for you, but it's encouraging you to communicate so that there can be forward movement, and you really focused on how to make this happy and fun. And there's a sense of strong forward movement and a lot of clarity. What's the X factor? The X factor is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is very clear in thought, communication, decision making, truth, honesty. It's very, very direct and clear. So it's very decisive energy. It's yes and no, black and white. So you've got some very strong cards here, 3 sword cards that are talking to you about being clear in how you're moving forward so that everyone, you know, wins, kind of is the feeling here. Happy energy. That's what I can see in those cards for you if you picked pile number 1. I hope it's a good period of time for you. All right, let's move on now to the second pile, which is this beautiful piece of turquoise. And let's see what the cards have got here. So if you picked the turquoise, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the 3 of Pentacles. Let me just see if I can line this up a bit. Oh, that flew out, didn't it? 8 of Cups. One more. Interesting. It's taking a little while. This is not fast energy here on the table, so I'm not surprised this is taking a little while. One more, please. Oh, that's a whole lot. And an X factor. What's the X factor here? An X factor is really just something we're not anticipating. All right. Underneath, Queen of Swords. So it feels like things are becoming very clear. Queen of Swords is a very clear, strong energy. Very clear in thinking and communication. All right, let's go. Here we go. So the overall energy here is the 7 of Pentacles. And this to me feels like you're giving something a lot of deep consideration. You're thinking about this. There's a strong sense of what's worked, what hasn't, where do I want to focus, what's of value to me, what's of worth. Do I want to put more time and effort and energy into something? There's this really strong sense here of wanting to be grounded, wanting to put roots down. And the Hanged Man is what's coming up for you to see. Feels like that you, in this full moon energy, you're going to get a different perspective. There's going to be a new view of something according to these cards. And remember, these are general, so this may or may not resonate for you. But the Hanged Man is taking your time, as the 7 of Pentacles does, to sort of sit in the stillness, to sit in that quiet contemplation and work out where you're at. It's not, there's no rushing here. There's a stillness, just a quiet contemplation. What are you considering? You're looking at whether you want to start again. Start with a whole new foundation. The 3 of Pentacles is getting together with others, but it's building something from the ground up. It's a new beginning. It's a fresh beginning. Something of unknown potential, unknown worth and value, but it's getting together, teamwork, collaboration. So you're sitting over here, according to these cards, working out, do I want to stay with where I'm at or do something else? And the Hanged Man as the new energy coming in says you get a new perspective and you're looking at whether you want to have a fresh start, according to these cards. Now, the big picture of this would mean moving on in search of what will bring happiness and joy. The Eight of Cups is a card, often a very inner process of how we look for what will make us happy in life. What fills your cup of joy? What fills the happiness for you within? And this is something you're looking for here, according to these. And what's helpful with this is the Emperor, which is magnificent energy. This is very strong energy. It's about doing your homework, doing the due diligence, taking the time to plan. It's kind of got that chess master strategic planning energy to it. It's taking control of a situation, doing the planning, which is all of what I feel is showing up here. These are not rushing anywhere cards. These are taking your time to look at something of worth and value to you from all angles, all perspectives, and then doing your homework and doing the planning, because ultimately you're looking for your happy energy here. And the X factor is the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is about communication, discussion, conversation, sharing ideas, talking things through, and then taking, particularly the imagery in this card is taking action. There's movement here. You know, we're moving with the eagle up here. It's like a higher perspective and moving towards forward energy, which the Eight of Cups is looking at too. So you're looking at, according to these cards, how to move forward, but you're taking your time, you're weighing it up, you're looking at something from all angles and whether or not you want to start afresh. And then there's a lot of planning going on here. That's what I can see in those cards for you. I hope this is helpful or insightful for you. Remember, you have free will. You decide what you're doing. That's just what I can see there. All right. Now, if you picked card or pile number 3, which is the apple, let's have a look at what your cards are for this full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. Queen of Wands. Why is this really, just bear with me for 2 seconds. I'll just darken that down a little bit. Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords. Oh, I'm liking this. 2 of Cups. Five of Pentacles. It didn't really fall, so I'll just bear with me. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, I'm liking that. Okay, now we need an X factor. Oh, how exciting. Under the deck is the 3 of Pentacles. Now, when I had a peek before, the 3 of Pentacles was under there too. The 3 of Pentacles is about starting a new project, something of worth and value, but it's a new kind of energy here. All right, so let's begin. Where are we? Let me just move these a little. Okay, so the overall energy here is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is a card where you back yourself. There's optimism, confidence. It's like you know what you're good at. You know who you are. You know what your strengths are. You know what your skills are. And you've got a lot of hope and optimism for how you move forward here. What's coming up for you to see is the Queen of Swords. And there's a lot of clarity here. The Queen of Swords is very much about the higher perspective, truth, honesty, clarity, facts, details, information. So this is all coming up for you to see and have a look at as you're in this passionate, enthusiastic sort of energy here. Now you're having a very clear, big look at this. Queen of Swords is very clear, very decisive, but fact-based as well. What are you considering? Maybe you're looking at a relationship. The Two of Cups is often a relationship card. So if you're single, maybe you're looking at love. If you're in an existing dynamic, maybe there's an elevation of that to engagement or wedding or renewal of vows or something like that. But the Two of Cups can also be an agreement, a deal being reached, a contract signed, two people coming together quite happily and feeling very equal in an agreement. What's the big picture of this? It feels with the Five of Pentacles that it takes you out of a feeling of being on the outer, or a feeling of lack somehow, either emotionally or financially. So all of this, according to these cards, is to help you with the big picture, which this Queen of Swords is very much looking at, of how you can move from this situation. So maybe you've been feeling a little bit like you've been doing it a bit tough lately. It's been either financially or emotionally tricky. And this new energy is, how can I move forward out of this? Whether it's in a relationship or a business agreement or a contract or an agreement of some sort. Remember, these are generals, so this may or may not resonate, and it'll be different stories for everyone. What's helpful with this is the Six of Pentacles. And again, we've got this two people very happily agreeing to something feeling. It feels like it brings the, I'm pleased to see it because it moves the 5 to the 6, which says there's a forward movement out of this for you, according to these cards. And the Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocity and agreement. It's balance between giving and receiving. So it feels with these cards, particularly with that Three of Pentacles under here, that you're looking at something new, something of maybe unknown potential, worth and value, and you're giving it a really kind of hard look because you're very excited about it, but you're really also keeping a very factual perspective on this. You're not getting swept away, you're looking at the facts and the details, because there's a real consideration here for whether you want to move into this agreement, because you're hoping it will shift you out of this Five of Pentacles into the Six, a more stable energy. And the X factor, the Magician. How exciting, because the Magician reminds us that when we have clarity, which the Queen of Swords would talk about, and we take inspired action, which the Queen of Wands would talk about, we have the potential and the possibility to bring things into our world and manifest. So the power sits with you is what I'm getting from that card. That's what I can see in these cards today for you. I hope you have a beautiful couple of days with this lunar energy, and I hope that was helpful or insightful. Okay, bye from me, and I'll see you next time.